It's Zelda time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Figma number 626 in the DX version. It's Link in the Tears of Kingdom version. So we've had a couple of Links over the years, over the decades even, of Figma, and this is the newest edition of it. If you didn't know Link, the hell were you from? Link is the main character of the Zelda series, and this one is from the latest iteration, the Tears of Kingdom video game. And if you're wondering, yes, I do have Ganon and Zelda on pre-order from the same line. Now, let's get them actually out of the slider, because since this is the DX version, comes with a bunch of more accessories, because, you know, I just wanted to go big and have a look at all the cool stuff that this character comes with, because accessories is a big feature of the Zelda games. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the figure. Oof, this is a big box. And don't forget, guys, while you're here, like and subscribe, comment on this video. Which one is your favorite character from the Zelda games? Size of Link, he stands at about a little over 15.5 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to 6.2 inches tall. Size comparisons. Here's Jolter, Yes H Figure Arts, Son Goku, Figma Young Link, Figma Link again, and then again, here's also Zelda, and Darkseid! Overall look and detail. Now, first and foremost, as you probably noticed, this guy is a little bit upscaled. I don't know how to feel about it. He does stand out a little bit weirdly, because taking out the packaging, immediately I felt like this is just a little bit, just a tip above the regular Figma scale. So, you know, that's something to take into consideration. However, I mean, look-wise, this might be one of the most gorgeous Figmas I've ever had. Because first and foremost, I love the brightness of the colors. It really gives that cell shade effect from it that we have in the game. So I think they absolutely nailed the color scheme of the figure. Now, also the face sculpt does look accurate. Fairly simple, but good and mostly clean. Then we also have the earrings, which those are kind of weird. I don't know, the way they stick out. I don't know, maybe that's how it is. The hair is beautifully molded, there's a lot of detail in it. And he does have his ponytail on a hinge. That's another weird design choice I'm not going to talk about. Then, I mean, I'm kind of going ahead of myself, because this should be part of the accessories. But what's a Link without having his big sword, the Master Sword, on his back? And woof, the gold and dark blue job on this is amazing. Well, we'll keep the Master Sword sheathed. Keep that for later once we get to the accessories, but spoilers, it looks pretty good. But yeah, this is just packed in, nothing too fancy, no ball hinges and whatnot, just a simple pack. And then you have the pack under it, so you can put them on the base. So we have his light blue shirt with a bunch more detail around the collar and the sleeves as well. Going back to the front, you also have the chainmail under there, has some nice dark metallic. Again, nothing too fancy, nothing too shiny to really stand out. It shouldn't stand out, so I'm okay with that. Then we also have double hinged elbows, where the elbow cap is molded as we're going down to the gloves with a bunch more detail in it. Like, there's the tiniest bit of bleeding. I'm trying to look for something. That's not a complaint, by the way, but there's bleeding. The fact that I had to look for it for so long is credit to them, really. And then we have the glove on the other hand. And moving down to a bunch of soft plastic belts that wrap around with some ammo on the side, and the big colorful arrows sticking out from the back, also hard connected to the figure. While hard connected, you do have it on the belt, and the belt, I don't think you can take this off. You can see the peg on this side where it's pegged in. So yeah, let's not rip it apart, let's not break it apart. As we move down to his fairly plain looking pants, but you know, there's a bit of detail in it. Also have double hinged knees. They really digged deep when it comes to the articulation for this guy. And his boots. So overall, I mean, colorful, nice looking, and clean execution. But as you can tell, there's a lot that's going on with articulation wise. So let's have a look at that. So the articulation, going back to the weird ponytail, we do have a hinge that doesn't even keep the pose, so what's the point? You can also swivel the ponytail around. It's quite stiff, so be careful that not break it off. Then we have the hat, moves back and forward, not really that much. Does tilt side to side a little bit. Well, actually quite decently, and also can be swiveled pretty much all the way around. You do have the hair pod in the back, which is a single piece once you take the head off. Can move around with that. And then we have also neck articulation. Goes forward quite nicely. Beautiful looking back post, and also, well, it is on a see-through ball? Oh no. Oh no. What? Why? When I see see-through balls, I'm just like terrified, because those are very likely to break off. So let's be careful with that. So you can swivel that around, can also rotate it quite nicely. And then we have for the shoulder this big piece in the middle. It's not really a butterfly joint, because I'm thinking it's just on a ball. Can't really reach it, can't really get in there, but you can shift it up and down, can swivel it, well, rotate it around, bring it back and forth. And it's okay. It's not the most nimble piece in the world, but fine. Then for the rest of it, you have a ball hinge that goes into another ball connection inside of there. As such, you can also shift this one up and down and bring it forward. Let me see, push this all the way forward, out to the side, and also can swivel on it. But the hinge itself, let me line this up. Hinge itself, it's kind of blocked because this whole flap goes out like this, so I don't really know what the idea with that was. So the upward movement, depending on how, in which angle you get it, can get a little bit more out of it. Then we have the stiffest bicep swivel. Let me hold on to this part. I can't even get it, so best is to bend it, and you can hear the noise. So it works, but it's stiff as all hell. And then for the elbow, you have a double hinge. Let me move this one out. Double hinge goes all the way up. It's a little bit blocked by the mold, but that's not an issue. Then we have classic ball hinge in the hand, and also can be swivel around for your chest area. Moves back and forth. Let me hold on to the torso, to the hip part. Moves back and forth. Okay, does tilt side to side and does swivel all the way around. And then for the lower hip part, his hips, I don't think they lie. Quite nimble, side to side, swivel. Okay, this is actually a feature, and a feature that hasn't happened so far when handling the figures. So this is not like as flimsy like with the Genesis figure, like he would pop out all the time. Again, pulling on it. I'm just doing this to show you I'm pulling on it lightly and it doesn't come apart, so that's a big plus. And the fact that they put like the entire ball movement on top of it, it's quite nice. But you do get a little bit of a swivel. You know, I don't want to force it because I feel like that might just loosen up, although it is just a regular pack. Shouldn't really be rubbing off too much. But with that, you do have a little bit more rotation, but the mold in there is quite stuck, so I wouldn't force it too much. Then we have the legs. Can we pull those down or anything? Not really. I have a little bit of wiggle motion inside of there. You can tell it moves with it. But anyway, let's pull it down, move the leg up. It's kind of held back by his tunic. Goes out to the side, goes to the back, can be swiveled. No issues. Double hinged knees, that's also not very common with figmas. And then finally, we do have a foot on a ball hinge, so you can bring that back and forth. Beautiful pivot, and actually finally, you do have a toe hinge. Woo! So here's all the accessories, minus one thing because that was not in the packaging. More on that later, and that's why I'm a little bit mad right now. So first and foremost, okay, so we do have the Figma base, which you have every Figma ever. You have like the big base, you can rotate on this part, so you can have a hinge, have another hinge, and it can also swivel it around. And then you also have the Figma back, like a lunch bag, has like a ziplock and something glued to it right now. But standard stuff, if you didn't know, now you know. Then we have all kinds of different shields. Well, first and foremost, let me start off with the Master Sword. We had a look at the beautiful sheath earlier. Let me show it to you one more time with the nice gold. Got the Triforce symbol on there, and it has a beautiful shine, a little bit of a blue shine to it in the middle of it, and then the silver on the side. This is one of the most beautiful swords I've ever seen, and the paint job really delivers. I cannot complain a single bit with that. Then, where do I even start? Actually, let's get this big paraglider out of the way. Nicely painted, also has the same style as the rest of the figure. We do have these things in the back, which are connected via ball joints, so you can rotate that around. And you do have the hands already connected to the glider. So again, big props to that, so we don't have any wobbly parts, any issues holding on to the glider. Cannot move the hands, they're really stuck in like one position, but that's fine. I mean, helps with stability, and I'm not complaining. We do have the Hylian shield, classic, beautiful looking. Never get tired of seeing this one. You get like the matte blue and then some metallic gold and silver, and also obviously the red in the middle. Do have something to hold on, and what they really cool what they did, if you have two sides, so you can just swap sides whichever way you want Link to hold the shield. You can just move this around. And the same goes for this shield, the Traveler's Shield. Also nice looking piece, has like some kind of snakes on it. And you do have the gemstone in the middle. And it's a little bit banged up on the sides, but you know, that's nice. The gemstone is sticking out a little bit because I prepared. You do have a hole in the back, which you're supposed to use to push the gemstone out. Because, also by the way, you can swap the holster, the holding area for that as well. Because we do have the rocket, which directly attaches to the shield. But let's have a look at the rocket. And nice with some more metallic on the top, on the front part of it. And you also have like an energy effect that you don't have to use, but I put it on there. But you can just take that out if you don't like it. Just some see-through green plastic. And also the thrusters in the back. Look really cool. And then you have the pack, and you put the pack in the shield. So then we can hold on to that and just rocket punch. Now, what else do we have? We do have the Hylian hood. Don't take that out of context. Some cloth hood and some nice detail also on it. The color is plastic and everything else is cloth. It looks good. You pack it into the bag, and then you have like another pack for the Master Sword sheath. Can put that still all on there. No wires on it though. You have the rock hammer. It's just a rock on a stick. What do you expect? It looks funny though, and the rock, I mean, it looks like a rock. Nothing too fancy, but it looks like a rock. I like it. Then we have also, well, let's go real quick to the hands. We have some open hands, if the camera would focus. Open hands to hold on to the sword. And this open hand, this pointy finger, not really pointy finger, more like for the bow. And this one also to hold on to an arrow. Speaking of which, here's the bow. Has like an eye in the front. I can see into your soul. Here's the bow. And also we do have one arrow to go with that for your poses. Good looking. And then we also have this puddle, water effect. And that's why you can detach Link's torso and just put it on the puddle. So you got Link in the puddle. Then we have some faces. We have a hey yelling face and a gentle regular smiling face. Finally, here's some additions to the figure. Let me just show you real quick. This is for the shield, because if you want to put the shield on his back, you clamp it on the Master Sword, and you have these packs, and you can put it in the packs, in the pack holes on the shield, so you can put the shield also on the sword. But if that's not your cup of tea, if you wanna have Link hold the shield, no worries. You can put this clamp on the shield, and then this clamp attaches to the bow. So now you can have the bow and the sword on the back. Boom. Oh yeah, and by the way, he should have King Rauru's right arm. But I don't have it. It wasn't in the box, wasn't there. Thank you very much. I got struck with the bad luck of the packaging. Final thoughts, and what do you want me to say about this one? There's nothing really much to complain when it comes to the look. The paint job, the articulation is elevated, the figure feels nice and tight for the most part, except for the ponytail, and also the hip part, the chest part is a little bit wobbly. I've had way worse. Now, of course, I'm a little bit miffed about the fact that I didn't get an accessory part, a freaking arm that should be in a box but isn't, but I cannot really fault the figure for that, can I? So good smile, I'm coming for you. And I have to go through all that tedious crap of proving that I didn't get a hand, but wish me luck on that one. Finally, yeah, the accessories. Boy, oh boy, you get a ton of them. All of them feel great. All of them snap in nicely, and all of them keep the pose. So, yeah. This figure is definitely a highlight. Oh, yeah, by the way, tape's kind of weird. It does get in the way with the sheath in the back. And also the scale, get back to that. Like, I don't know why he's slightly upscaled than previous Link figures, but yeah, that's kind of weird, but I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just kind of like, shrugs. Anyway, I do recommend this figure. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure views, card game stuff, and whatever Link wants.